we all enjoy our Saturday.
Good morning, South Shore. How are you guys?
Good morning.
My name is Allison Scrutchins. I know a couple of you wonderful familiar faces, and some of you I don't know. But I am the program manager for Special Service Area 49. We now belong to Farsouth CDC, and basically what the Special Service Area is, it runs from South Exchange, right now where we are, from 71st to 79th, and then we have 75th Street, Paxton to the lake, and 79th Street, Paxton to the lake. And so what happens is the people in this area pay additional property taxes that goes into a pot of money that I have a personal pleasure of managing. And with that pot of money, we provide security services, landscaping services, snow removal services. The banners that you see in the area are from the SSA. The garbage cans are from the SSA, even though they're leaning a little bit. I'm working on getting them standing up straight. The planters belong to the SSA. So these are beautification things that we provide in the area to attract new businesses, attract new foot traffic, and just try to clean up the area. We're working mighty hard. As you guys know, we just changed service providers, so we're going to kick off this summer in a really big way. I have some great ideas, like I want to do a small business Saturday soiree and host it at one of our businesses maybe once a month this summer. And just get people to come and congregate at that business, also shop at our other local stores, and any ideas that you have. I know we worked with Mary and Sharon in the past, and I look forward to working with you guys again. But I just wanted to take a moment to introduce myself. Ava is also now with Farsouth CDC. She is the marketing coordinator, so she's going to take us to the next level. So we are the Farsouth CDC team. I'm your 49 program manager. Anything that you may need, please feel free to reach out to me. And that is about it. I'm going to, yes.
What are these services available to?
Business owners.
Just business owners.
Yes, because the property owners in that area, they pay additional taxes, so the businesses reap the benefits. And it's basically to provide those minority services that we usually can't pay additional money for, like just picking the weeds up, or having extra security come by and check on the business, or the snow removal. Snow removal is real big.
Okay, so what, you said the SSA, so where is that out of? Is that like a city? Is that something?
It's a city program, yes. There are 61 SSAs in the city of Chicago. We have SSA49, and so just as I explained what happens in our area, happens in the areas throughout the city as well. For example, State Street. Many people don't know State Street is SSA number 1. And talk about a lot of money. Their budget is much bigger than ours. But that is a similar program. People just don't know that it's called an SSA.
And we'll probably do a couple of sessions too with
introductions.
Yeah,
We're going to be having introductions this summer of what the SSA is, how you can get involved in different events. You know, it's all about events. How can we bring positive foot traffic? We know Lakeshore Drive has been extended down here. How can we use that to our advantage? Come on over here and shop in our community. But we also got to get the local people to shop within our community as well. Yeah.
How do you find out more information about? You said it's 61. How do you find out like which one it is for your area? How do you find out?
If you just Google City of Chicago Special Service Areas, their main page has all the SSAs listed on it. Who the service provider is, the website, and the map.
it's like a tidal wave of information. It's like all kinds of maps
For all of
like
your areas.
tax stuff and whatever.
So go to the City of Chicago page and type in.
I would just suggest Google
it,
is
yeah.
your best friend. So just Google City of Chicago Special Service Areas.
Special services.
And the first link will probably be the link with all of the SSAs on the page.
And there's a sign-in sheet going around if you guys want. Yeah, there's a sign-in sheet. A sign-in sheet going around. And if you guys sign it, what we'll do is we're trying to maintain as much contact with residents because you all would be the consumers of the businesses that we support. So if you have any questions, we can definitely point you in the right direction. All right.
And I'm going to pass my card around so you can feel free to contact me if you have any questions or things like that.
He's coming up right now.
How's everybody doing today?
Great.
Good. Well, I'm going to be very brief and give you guys a high-level overview of what our plans are for the Regal Theater, and then take a few questions. Unfortunately, I've got to scoot to an 11 o'clock meeting, so I want to make sure that I get as much input as I can from everyone. That being said, what I'm going to pass out here is a high-level overview of our development concepts and plans for not just the Regal Theater, but the entire surrounding area, and ask that you not take any pictures of this.
Now, what's the name of your organization?
Community Capital Investment
Okay.
is the firm that I created, and I'm the president and chief investment officer of. And I'm also the chairman of the Chicago Regal Foundation, which is the new nonprofit that we've created to operate the theater as well as some other performing arts programs in the South Shore community. Our goal for the theater is to have it open sometime later this year. There's some work behind the walls that we're doing right now. We just launched a Kickstart campaign to essentially fund repairs necessary to get the bathrooms up and running so we can open the property up to the public and get it activated. We're going to be doing a phased opening of the space, which means that we'll probably be using the lobby and the theater more actively than the actual auditorium, because there are a lot of technological upgrades that we need to do in the auditorium before we can start doing bigger 2,000 plus person seated shows. But we're looking for probably the end of the summer at the earliest, and late fall for an opening date. And when that happens, of course, you guys will be the first to know. So that said, I want to open it up for any questions you guys have, and I'd be happy to answer.
So now, are you the owner of the Regal?
I am the owner.
You are the owner?
That's right.
Okay.
What's your name?
Jerald.
Yeah.
Yep. Jerald. Jerald, yes, she's taking notes. Jerald Gary.
Jerald Gary.
Yes, ma'am. Gary.
I want to let everybody know the background. So I found Jerald because actually Jenny Fleur posted the Kickstarter on Freemake. And so I was like, oh, I got to get in contact with this guy so we can bring him here. Because a lot of times what's happening, because the Regal has been so contentious, it's hard for us to trust.
Right.
Like, okay, we're going to put our money into this, and then like, all right. You know, so I was hoping that by bringing Jerald and having him answer some questions, that we can gain some confidence in the project. Because what I don't want to happen is the Kickstarter doesn't get funded, or the 100,000, and then we have to wait, and then something else happens. Because the city, you know, to be quite honest with you, there's a lot of people who would like to have this, and so we want to do as much as possible to kind of build some consensus, build the trust and the finances, so that we can keep this with our community.
Can you give us some background information on yourself
Absolutely.
and what your initial vision is for the Regal?
Absolutely. So I grew up down the street from the property on 79th and Cottage,
Okay.
or 79th, depending on what side of Cottage you're from. I happen to be from both. Okay. I went to school in the South Shore and also on the west side of Chicago, and had the opportunity to get involved with the Regal Theater about 2 years ago. My mother, quite frankly, just sent me an email telling me that it was on sale, and I've been investing in real estate for about 6 years at this point, and I could not have passed up the opportunity to have gotten involved with such a historic piece of property, not just to the city, but more importantly, to our community. I was part of a lot of arts programs as a child. I went to Gallery 37, which is now After School Matters, and I was also a graduate of the Mayor's School of Music. So the performing arts have always been a huge part of my life, and to have seen the theater just sit, vacant for, the 5 or 6 years that it sat there not active was really disheartening. And, you could see what happened to the community when the theater closed its doors. There were a lot of businesses in the area that suffered as a result of the drop down in traffic. And of course, there's more violence in the area now because the lights in the theater are dark. So we're looking to turn that area back around by activating that space. I went to the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign for flight school in finance. So I came out with a pilot's license and a bachelor's of science in finance. And I interned for Barack Obama in the United States Senate after I graduated, and worked for LaSalle Global Securities and Trust Services as a portfolio manager. And many of you know Bank of America eventually bought LaSalle Bank. And I didn't like the culture change, so I left there and I started a small trading firm that transacted in options and commodity futures, and did that for a few years, and then got involved with technology. I sort of dabbled in a lot of things, as you can tell, and then started investing in real estate right around 2009, when the effects of the foreclosure crisis really became apparent. And I grew up on a block full of 2 flats that were always occupied. And to see these things, vacant, and now they're starting to knock them down, which is really ridiculous. I said, somebody's got to do something about this. So I started buying real estate and rehabbing it. And first I was flipping, but when the conditions changed where people could no longer afford to purchase homes, I said, well, people still have to live somewhere, right? So then we have to figure out how to commercially convert this housing stock into something people can rent since they can't buy it. So that's the general focus of community capital. Now, with the Regal Theater, of course, we're extending our thesis into more of a commercial focus and trying to develop commercial concepts around the area that I'm sure you guys will see on the maps we're passing around. But we're looking at a two-pronged approach, essentially, to community development that doesn't just consider bringing back the residential housing stock by, optimizing it and making sure that we're actually using what's already there to service the demand for affordable housing, but also by providing commercial opportunities so that we can produce jobs in the community so people can stop relying on the government to pay their rent. They can pay it with their own paycheck.
I have two questions. One is, do you have a plan for parking?
That's a great question. And I'm glad you asked it. So we're going to eventually build a parking garage on the block, but in the interim, prior to us going to the bank and asking for the money that's going to take, we're going to be operating a transportation shuttle back and forth from the Sears parking lot. And we're working with a local company, SCR Transportation, to do pickup and drop off from that lot. There's also going to be a valet solution offered where people can, of course, pay a premium and pull right up to the theater and have their car taken to that lot and brought back afterwards. It's just about a 60-second trip across.
5 minutes with the light there.
Yeah, exactly. It'll take forever. Getting through that light at 79th at Stone.
It's an excellent solution.
Yeah.
I mean, that is brilliant. I'm surprised no one's come up with that
I
because
am
that
too.
takes care of the
Hell, I'm
entire
surprised the
issue.
theater's closed.
Right. It doesn't make any sense. So
I
I'm
really
so
shouldn't have
happy
been able to buy it.
I'm so happy that you did, and I'm so happy that you have a plan. And I will be there. Whatever you need, I can help you with that.
That was a great presentation too.
Thank you.
I know Allison had one more question. We'll take one more for the audience and then Jill's got to get out of here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, real quickly. So you said you're gonna open late fall. Do you have is it gonna be a schedule or is it just gonna be like a soft opening and then you'll host more events in 2016? Or do you actually?
It'll be a little bit of both.
Okay.
We're planning some events for the summer and the fall this year, and there's going to be a more regular programming schedule once we complete the phase 3 opening and start to do things in the auditorium.
Okay, community capital investment partners.
That's correct.
I think it's, what's the web address is Comcap NV?
Comcap INV. There's nothing on our website.
Yeah.
I have to stay pretty private about the things we do. But if you go to the Kickstarter site, www.kickstarter.com, and go to the search function and just type in Regal Theater, all of the information about the theater is on there.
Okay. We'll take one more question. Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to get this
Oh, this one.
one. Ma'am, did you have a question? Go ahead.
Well, I put on
first.
a musical documentary of Billie Holiday once a year. This year will be my 5th production. Now, I was thinking that this would be great for your grand opening for the Regal Theater because it's like a Las Vegas show. I have Louis Armstrong, Diane Washington, Mr. Tapp, a 19-piece orchestra.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's all telling its history. And I actually have the Regal Theater on the scene because I'm doing Billy at the Regal Theater. So you see the original Regal Theater on the screen. And actually everything is different. When I do Billy, different scenes are at the Regal Theater, Cafe Society. It's 5 different scenes in there. And then Louis Armstrong, and it tells the story about each one. And the narrator tells the story. And it would be perfect for, I haven't set the date where I'm having for this year yet. I know it's going to be over at Curry State. I think I'm going to do one there.
Okay.
But this would be